Welcome to the Gig School podcast sponsored by Sorrento Strategic Music, and we have our special guest, Shevonne from Midnight Rose Music.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. Welcome.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
Oh, and I love that you're so on brand. Midnight Rose with roses.
I'll stop.
Oh, so thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks,
Just wanted to
Em.
chat about your musical journey.
Yes, I'd love to talk about it.
Oh, yay. Because you haven't always been doing music professionally.
No, not at all. No, just amateurly.
Yeah.
That's a word. So this is quite new for me. And I actually started both businesses at the same time. I had a counselling business and I started my music business. And then I decided to just put everything into music because it was what I was enjoying the most.
Oh, that's
So,
amazing. How long ago was that?
Do you know, I'm not actually sure. I think it was end of 2021, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, that we had our, because obviously I started out in a duo.
Yeah.
So that was when we had our first booking.
Yeah.
And we were madly preparing
Aww.
and getting ready for it. And
So about 3 years ago, three-ish.
Yes. But then, of course, I went
3-ish
solo and it
years
felt
ago.
a little bit like starting again. So,
Yeah.
it was a bit like starting from scratch when that
Oh.
happened.
And what were you doing before that?
So I was a counsellor. First of all, I was
Oh.
a training officer for many years.
Yeah.
And as far as performing arts go, I was doing musical theatre and singing in church and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But professionally, what I was doing for my money
Yeah.
was, training officer. And then I went back to uni and graduated with my fourth year psych degree.
Oh, yes,
Because
of
I had my
course.
3 years and then I graduated my fourth year. And then straight away got hired into a school as a counsellor.
Yeah.
And then wanted to start my own business as a counsellor.
Yeah.
And so, started doing that, but then music at the same time. So,
Wow, so you have a psychology degree.
yes, I do.
Yeah. Wow, and you're a full-time musician.
Now, yes. Yes, because that's what I was enjoying the most. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
On, finding what you love the
Passion.
most and
Yeah.
pursuing that.
Yeah.
Because life is too short.
It is, and it was very much something I'd always wanted to do,
Yeah.
but just didn't do, and then decided to do it.
Good for you. Was there anything
Yeah.
in particular that happened in your life that made you decide, like, right, that's it, I'm going to do this thing I've always dreamed of doing?
I think it was just wanting to do it and thinking I can do it at the same time as my counselling business.
Yeah.
But what really happened to make me put everything into it was I had COVID. I think a lot of people when they had COVID, I don't know, because it just made you so sick the first
Yeah.
time around anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This is where I want to really spend my time. This is where I get the most joy. As much as I really did enjoy helping people, and that's really a passion as well. I think I'd been doing it for such a long time that I decided this was the time to do the other thing that I really love to do.
Yeah.
And that I've, always wanted to do. And I honestly do feel that at the same time Gig School was starting and all of that was very inspiring, and I guess it helped with that feeling of I can actually do this and I can actually make a living out of it. And
And you're doing it.
I know. It's hard to believe.
And you don't have to listen to people's problems
Yeah.
anymore.
As you nailed it.
As enjoyable as that is.
It's because it's my passion to help people, but it drains you, and you do get burnout.
Yeah.
And I missed out when I was talking about what I do. I was a chaplain for a while as well. So for many years I was doing that, which is very similar.
Yeah.
Because I had the Bachelor of Arts majoring in psych, and then I went and did the fourth year and went straight into counselling and was considering becoming qualified as a full-time psych. But it was very draining. And that's probably one of the reasons when I had COVID why I rethought everything.
Yeah.
And thought
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Where-
I love helping people, but it's draining me.
Yes.
And so I need to think about changing, and my kids were still quite young, my second round of kids.
Yeah.
So I needed to put my energy somewhere where it wasn't so draining, so that I still had energy left over for my kiddies and my husband and my family and my friends and all of those things. So, and just had enough left over for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, well done,
Yeah,
you.
the music does
And
that. Yeah.
That's so exciting. So you started off in a duo.
Yeah.
And then...
And on backing tracks.
Yes, with backing tracks.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, I do
know.
recall. And then
Yeah.
I remember you came to gig school. That
Yes.
was lovely.
Yes,
to
so I
meet you.
actually was connected with you through a theatre connection.
Oh, it's
so
Sally.
through Sally.
Yes.
Yeah, so I did the show just before the one you did. So, of course,
Oh,
I
yes.
saw all about you and started following you. And so this was before, I think, even the duo, and gig school and everything. So I saw you rising up, and that was inspiring. And then gig school came along, but it was for youth because you had a grant.
Oh, yes.
So it was like, damn it, I want to do it.
That's right. Yeah, the first gig school we
Yeah.
did was sponsored by a youth
Yes.
grant.
So fair enough,
They had
but-
to be. Yeah,
But I
of a
was
certain
way too
age.
old.
Oh, I was too old. I wouldn't have been allowed into my own.
No, but you're running it, so you're allowed. So when you did the second one, the first one that I could go to, I was like, yes.
Oh,
And we
exciting.
did that, and then not long after, I was inspired to pick up an instrument, and so I did that, and that was
yes.
a
You just
whole
picked
big-
up guitar.
God,
Can I
yeah.
ask how? Am I allowed to ask how old you were when you picked up guitar?
Well, I'm 50 now, so
You
what
do
was
not
that? 48
look
or
it.
something, 47, 48, something like that.
Whatever you're
I don't know,
using,
count back.
I want it.
It's Arbonne.
Arbonne. Okay. Do you sell it? By any
I
chance?
did for a while,
That's hilarious.
but not anymore. So,
Where can people
but I
contact
still
you to
use
buy
it.
the Arbonne that you're using to make us look like
Yeah,
you?
that's right. I'll send you some samples.
Love that.
Yeah,
Aw.
so yeah, I picked up guitar. So I guess it was probably 2 years ago now.
Wow,
But
so like 48, you started
yeah,
learning
it
guitar.
probably would have been.
Amazing.
And like the first gig we had where I was playing was like 3 months later. It was like ridiculous.
Oh, incredible.
It was
What
crazy.
was that? Was that a
It was a high
market?
tea and then a wedding.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so it was like a very crash course.
Well done. But
It was
just
insane.
Where there's a will,
The nerves.
there's a
Oh my
way.
god.
Oh, I can only imagine. And
Yes.
now you've gone on to DJing as well.
Yes, I know.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
How quickly
Yes.
you've just moved.
But again, it's like it's really just so much about taking action because you and I
Yes.
were talking and you were saying when your first gig was New Year's Eve. And I think at the time that we were
Yeah.
talking, it was like August or September, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Because I'd been thinking about it because
when
seeing
you were
myself
just
and
playing
others.
guitar.
Yeah.
And you're thinking.
And I was
something
like,
to add
oh yeah, I can do
something.
it. It felt like it was like a month ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just get stuck if you don't take action. You just
Yes.
stay put and
That's
you don't
true.
do anything about it, and then time just goes.
Yeah, it was literally months, just not too many months ago that you were like, okay, I'm going to pick up the
Seriously,
DJing.
yeah, it was
And
like
then-
September, October, something
Yeah.
like that. It's crazy.
and it's
It started-
January now, so
Yes.
yeah,
it's
wasn't.
mad. It's mad, and then even getting bookings in between, like it's just nuts.
And then you got booked for a wedding
Yes.
to do the music and
Yes.
to do the DJing.
Yes, to do the DJing, and then
Yes.
New Year's Eve was guitar and DJ. So
That's
that was,
amazing.
That was like the ultimate.
Yeah.
Although it's so exhausting.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like dead.
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, DJing is like something that I really, really adore. Like
Aw.
I actually just love it. And New Year's
Yeah.
Eve, they were saying that there was such a sweet. It was like a club. It was open to the public, but it was mainly club members that came.
Yeah.
And they were so sweet, and they were coming up. Oh, would you like a drink or something? Because it was getting late, and it's getting
Yeah.
close to 1 a.m. And I'm like, I'm fine, and I'm just dancing away. And they're like, I can see that. I can see that you just get energy from the music. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like if I didn't say this, but if I stop dancing, I'll just crash. So I just keep grooving.
Keep going.
I'm changing the tracks and dancing along with you all. Because I didn't drink or anything.
Yeah.
It's just the music that gives me that energy. And it's always
Yeah.
been like that.
Music is a drug.
Yeah, it was. It was a drug.
Yeah.
Right from, difficult childhood and lots of problems in the family home. And then, coming into my early teens and being old enough to drink, or even before that, slightly. That's what I did. That was my therapy. I'd go out and just dance and just listen to music and dance and just
Yeah.
release all that,
Negativity.
horror.
Yeah.
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 So it was just in many ways a natural progression, and one that probably I never really would have done again if I
Yeah.
didn't get inspired by yourself and others who were doing it. And it's a blessing.
Oh,
it's
well,
amazing.
massive congrats on just how quickly you turned that around. Like, that's really fast.
Yeah. Well,
That's a very fast turnaround.
it's just
A few-
doing things. Do you know what I mean?
To teach yourself guitar and
Oh, yeah,
then
that
do a
was
wedding
nuts.
in 3 months. To start DJing, and then I think the wedding was also within 3 months
Yes.
of the DJing. Wasn't it?
Well,
If not
would have been less. Yeah,
maybe
less
like
than
2
that.
months.
Yeah, less than that. And
Yeah,
then,
and I remember you saying that the bride
Melbourne
was
Cup
really
as well. Yeah.
happy with you.
Yeah,
and-
she was. She was very
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
so-
very sweet.
Well done to you.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
great that you've just been decisive and been like, right, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm not
Yes.
100% ready, but I'm going to do it.
Yes.
And nail it
Yes.
as well.
That's the comfort zone thing, isn't it? And the
Yeah.
decisive thing, I have to say, I wasn't. Like, I went back and forth on DJing and, you know, and I went back and forth on becoming a musician, doing that for basically my whole life. Do you know what I mean? So, but once you do make the decision and you start taking the action, and then, like you say, the next thing is the comfort zone thing. It's
Yeah.
stepping out of your comfort zone and just having the courage to do it when you're terrified.
Yeah, exactly. Because it is terrifying,
it's
but you
scary.
just do it anyway.
Yeah, you just do it
despite
anyway.
how terrifying it is.
Yeah, that's right. And then your comfort zone gets bigger, and then suddenly you're
Exactly.
more comfortable.
And you're
with
like, oh, that
something.
wasn't so bad. And then you
Yeah.
do the next terrifying thing.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh my gosh, when
That's
do I stop
right.
doing this to myself?
That's right. Never.
And you never stop.
Never stop. No, that's right.
Keep growing.
Yeah, but the thing is, because you've got that experience, the prior experience of being scared, and then it was okay, it does help you with the next scary thing, because you're like,
Yes.
oh, remember that? Remember when you were so terrified of playing guitar in front of people?
Yes.
Or like big events like the races that I
Yeah.
do, which go on for like 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
I remember the first one, I was so scared, and I had my comfort blanket. I had Jo with me.
Yeah.
She was, like, being in a duo, it's very much a comfort
It
thing.
is, yeah. You've got
Yeah.
if something goes wrong, you've got someone to
Yeah.
blame. No.
Yeah, you got someone to blame. You got someone to hide behind vocally
Yeah.
if you're singing together, and all of those things.
Yeah.
So there's been so many milestones like that, like first gig solo. There's so many things
Yeah.
that were so scary
Yeah.
that it does make it easier for the next scary thing, because you do
Yes.
remind yourself, and you get this nice feeling, because it's like,
I did it.
yeah, I did that last. Remember how
Yes.
scared you were, and now you just look forward to it?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? And so
Absolutely.
it helps you, and you're like, you're going to be like that with this, whatever the next
Exactly.
scary thing.
Whatever the next
Yeah.
new thing is. It
Yeah.
is like, they say confidence is like a muscle, but it actually
It really is.
is.
It does. It gets stronger.
Yeah, and you need to build it and grow it.
Yes.
And keep flexing it.
Yes.
So you don't lose it.
Otherwise, it gets flabby.
Yeah, well, it's like,
And no one wants that.
well, I felt like when I stayed home with my kids, I
Yes.
felt like I lost a lot of confidence
Yes.
from just not
Yes.
doing anything else apart from being a mum.
Yes, because you're so busy and you had so many close together.
Yeah.
And that's very true. And it happens to, I think, to a lot of new mums.
Yeah, so I'd say keep doing the thing that you
Yeah.
love doing throughout
Yes.
your whole life, no matter
Yes.
what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I also recall a troll. Remember that troll that wrote?
My gosh, I'd forgotten
Something
about that.
really
You've got such a good memory.
Only because I was like, that troll was so wrong.
That
It
was
was like at the start. It
amazing
might have even
that you
been
remember that. I'd
3
forgotten.
at the very
It was
start.
the very start.
Yeah.
It was one of our early recordings.
And you were like, oh, maybe I just should quit.
Yes.
And I was like,
it's so,
no.
It's so funny because I know Joe's got a beautiful voice, and I always knew that. And he criticised both of us.
So
But
knew
I
he
took
was-
it as though it was just me, which is nuts, because you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he said, pity neither of you can sing, or something along those
Oh,
lines.
what a loser.
And some other really nasty
Yeah.
things, which I can't remember now.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, to a clip that I think I did an ad or something. So
Yeah.
it was like going out to the public. So
Yeah.
it was, you put yourself on the line.
Yeah, well,
every time.
I know,
Yeah.
but look, it's,
I know.
there's always going to be trolls, people
Yeah.
that just say mean keyboard
yes.
warriors.
And I nearly gave up at that point.
Well, I'm glad that you
Oh my
didn't,
gosh,
and I'm
I
sure.
feel like crying. I can't believe that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, you should be so proud of yourself for like
Yeah.
how far you've come in such a short time. It's very inspiring, especially I'm sure there's other people that are, whatever age, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds,
Yes.
40-year-olds, 50-year-olds
Yes.
that will be inspired
Yeah.
by how quickly you have
Yes.
turned this into a thing for yourself.
But it, as you just said, it really is about perseverance and
Yes.
not letting things like that
Yep.
deter you.
Yeah, you got to keep
Because,
going.
Whatever it is, if it's your marketing, you'll improve with doing it. If
Yes.
it's confidence, you'll improve with doing it. If it is
Yeah.
a technical thing, like guitar or something you have to work on vocally, you'll
Then
only
work on
improve
it.
by doing it.
Exactly.
So just keep going. Like, don't give
Yes.
up. And,
beautiful.
you know, just believe that if you keep going, you can do it. Because
Absolutely.
You absolutely can. Honestly,
Yeah.
if I can do it, absolutely anyone can do it.
Aw,
If I can do it at this age
very inspiring.
with starting to learn guitar. Do you know what I mean?
That is
Like,
incredible. It
it's-
really is amazing.
But it really just honestly just shows it's just about
We can do
persevering.
anything.
Yeah, persevering. And in doing that, you will succeed.
Yes.
If you give up, then that some wonderful people say, like Tony Robbins and other wonderful people, failure really is just not keeping going.
Yeah.
Giving up is
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
That's failure. And
Yeah.
that's not really failure. That's just stopping.
Yeah. You just stop doing something.
Yeah. All the rest of the
Failure.
failures are just learning experience.
It's
like
such
learning.
an illusion, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's really true when people say that anything that happens that's adverse to you, like this journey hasn't been not fraught, like
Yeah.
with many things and many times when I
Yeah.
felt like, oh, I could have done that better, I should have done this different. But that's what I've learned, and that's
Yeah.
that's how you learn,
Exactly.
and that's how you
we
improve
learn from our experiences.
yeah, and when you're passionate about something, you will always be working to get better anyway.
Yeah, because you love doing it.
Yes, exactly. And so it's not something you're just doing as an aside. And
Yeah.
for some people it might be, but if it's your
Yeah.
passion, if music is your passion, it won't ever be like that. It'll always be a situation where you're wanting to do better, sing better, play better, perform better, connect with the crowd better, serve your clients better.
Yeah.
And so it's always an evolving thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and so it's, yeah.
So with your newly flexed buff confidence muscle,
Learning how to scare yourself.
yeah, exactly. What is next for Midnight Rose then in the future? What are your, if we're allowed to know?
Yeah, well,
What are your
that's
future
interesting because it's
plans?
probably something that I've been thinking about a lot. And it's interesting because you've just said your newly flexed buff, scaring yourself, like all of that.
Yeah.
And I think weddings were doing weddings solo
Yes.
was scaring me. And I've jumped back into that. So
Oh.
probably that's the next thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing like the ceremony, everything.
Yeah.
The DJing, that's easy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit scary because there's
Yeah.
a lot involved.
The technicalities.
Yeah, with the
tech.
formalities.
Yeah.
So probably that, and then the rest is just continuing to market where my passions are, which is corporate. And I've realised I really love aged care, and so I'm
Yeah.
going into that more than, maybe took a little bit of a step back. So it's really, for me now, it's about just, examining where I want to put my energy. A bit like
Yeah.
it was when I had the two businesses. Now it's like, because I am quite versatile and I
Yes.
love so many things,
Yeah.
but it's best to focus a little. And
Yeah.
and just where you really enjoy, what you really enjoy doing. So that's I'm in the process of doing that now, probably because it's the start of the year as well.
Yeah, the start of the year is a great time to
Yeah.
think, right, where am I going? What do I like? What do I
Yeah.
want to focus on?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good time
Yes.
for all of that.
Yeah.
And if you had any advice for teenage Shevonne,
Oh.
about, I don't know, just how things turned out, and which could also double as advice for anyone else who is, I don't know, just on the journey of life.
yeah.
What would you say to them about, I don't know, things you might have done differently or sooner, or, just anything like that?
Yeah, definitely start sooner rather than later, because even with the DJ thing, I could have been a year in, and so start, believe, and never give up. And if you see others succeeding, take it as, rather than, how we turn it around on ourselves and we're like, oh, I could never do that, or they're doing so well and I'm not yet.
Yeah.
And it can sometimes be discouraging, but instead of that, take it as encouragement.
Yeah.
And see it as, if they can, I can.
Absolutely.
Because you can.
Yes.
Sincerely, if I can, anyone can.
Yeah. Well, I think as well, you have the most beautiful, loveliest personality.
Aw, thank you.
Which, I've said this to you before, like, there are a lot of musicians out there that aren't great with people.
Yes.
Like they might be real technical on their instrument. But,
Yes.
you know, they probably couldn't do a phone call.
Yes.
They wouldn't be able to handle
So
that.
there is so much about it that's really that, isn't it?
Absolutely. So your people skills and your customer service and your quick replies, quick emails on top of the admin, like
Yes.
there's so many amazing qualities that you bring also
thank you.
that other people are incapable of.
Yeah.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
that is a big thing. So massive congratulations
Thank
to
you.
Love
Thank you
it,
so
love
much.
it. And
Thank you.
yeah, I guess I would probably also ask is there a horror gig that you're allowed to share with us?
What am I allowed to share?
I don't know, just anything, but something that won't get anyone sued.
That's right. Yes, I
I
did.
like to ask all the musicians if they have a story.
Well, I think you know about this, which might be why you asked it. I'm not sure.
Oh no, I've asked most people.
Yeah.
It's a good
well,
question.
I mean, there's probably others that I can't think of because, you know, like what you said about that troll, like, you know, you just move on and you let things go and you don't.
Yeah.
But a recent wedding wasn't the best. And it was pretty traumatic by the end. And I think you said it at the time that some people are just assholes. And their friends are assholes and their family are assholes and their kids are assholes.
I learned that from Dale Alcock.
Yeah, honestly, that's what this was. This was an arsehole fest. It's just
It's got some
everywhere
visuals in my mind. You're like, oh, there's an asshole everywhere. Look at that. Oh.
Okay, not like that, but I might have preferred that. That might have been better to what I had to deal with.
Oh.
Yeah, so everyone that spoke to me, and there were certain things that happened that were really traumatic. And yeah, it was just
Sounds like an episode of Alice in Wonderland. With
it was like that. Yeah, but all the vendors were all in the same boat. We're all like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah.
this is so traumatic.
Yeah, I saw Dale Alcock speak, and he was saying there's 3% asshole
Yeah.
customers, and if you're not dealing with one right now, you will be soon. So
Yeah,
they're just
I did, and
That's
I
just
don't want to
part.
do it again.
I know. Yeah, part and parcel of life.
Yeah, it was scary. It was scary, and I wanted to get out of there real fast.
Avoid
Yes.
assholes.
Yes.
If you can.
I will protect everything and certain details to protect the innocent. But yes, well, they're not innocent, but it's just stop being sued, as you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it
Fair
was
enough.
intense. It was very intense, and it was a
Yeah.
really long day, and it was a very intense long day. And
Yeah.
I was very happy to pack up and go home.
Well, you got through it.
And I got through it, and
You
it
got
was
through it. Nothing
all's
could
well.
be worse.
Yes.
So anything that, you know, any assholes that come your way, you'll be like, oh,
I've been there.
I've dealt
I've
with worse
comfort
than
zoned that.
yeah, exactly. That's
I
nothing.
know how to deal with you now.
Exactly.
This asshole first.
Oh,
But even at the
well,
time, it was just like, just stay calm, Shevonne. Just smile and
Yeah.
stay calm and be polite.
Yeah, well
even though
done.
that's not what I was receiving.
Yeah.
And you'll get through it, and it will be fine. And then
Yeah.
I collapsed when I got home.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, well done for getting
Yes,
through it. And I
yes.
want to say huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Honestly, 3 years ago, you were like, oh,
crazy.
will I dabble in a bit of music?
It's
and now
crazy.
here you are full-time
It's still not. I'm still
Singing,
pinching myself. It's-
guitaring, DJing, emceeing by yourself.
Yes.
And you just
So
like
scary.
learned guitar, you know, and you just learned DJing like a few months ago. Like it's amazing. You
Yeah.
can do anything.
Yes.
And yeah, you've shown
Thank
that
you.
troll.
Yes.
That,
so true.
Yeah, exactly.
have
Never listen to
indeed.
the trolls. They're just probably
Yes. Oh my
they're just
gosh.
jealous
That was
that you're doing something that you love, and they
Could've
probably have a
stopped
job
everything.
they hate. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's exactly right. Exactly
Yeah.
true. They're unhappy. And
Well,
I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, massive congratulations. Thank you so much for your
Thanks,
bravery and your courage and your inspiration. And thank you
Thanks,
for being
Ev.
on our show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.